Welcome back. This video is a quick look at what Linux is and where it came from. What is Linux? Well, Linux is an operating system. An operating system is a collection of various software components that operates between a computer's hardware and a user to get things done. For example, if you're using a spreadsheet application on a computer, the operating system interacts with the spreadsheet program by sending its calls to calculate data within the spreadsheet to the computer's processor. The operating system also interacts with the hard disk when you save the presentation. Some example operating systems include Microsoft Windows, Apple's Mac OS, Solaris, and other Unix variants such as AIX, HP UX, and the BSDs. So where did Linux come from? Before we get into Linux, we should first take a look at its ancestor, Unix. The original Unix was developed at Bell Labs back in the 1970s. AT&T licensed the operating system to companies and academic institutions for them to study. This gave rise to various clones of Unix being developed by different organizations. One such variant was created by a professor in Amsterdam named Andrew S. Tenenbaum. Tenenbaum is the author of the textbook Operating Systems, Design and Implementation that he wrote back in 1987. The operating system that he wrote is called Minix, which he used to illustrate the concepts from his book. While studying at the University of Helsinki in Finland, Linus Torvalds read Tenenbaum's book and was inspired to create his own operating system kernel. The kernel of an operating system is the component that assists with hardware and interprocess communications. Torvalds' kernel used a different architecture than that of Minix in the way that it handled device drivers. Device drivers are software components that talk directly to computer hardware and the kernel of the operating system. Torvalds was also aware of a movement going on known as the GNU project. GNU is an acronym meaning GNU is not Unix. This project, started by a programmer named Richard Stallman, is aimed at creating a fully free Unix clone. Part of their philosophy is that all source code for software should be free to anyone to review and change. Source code comprises the actual instructions that are typed up and later turned into actual programs. Linus Torvalds liked the idea of giving away the source code for others to modify and help with, and so he did the same with his kernel source code. Here is his announcement that he made to a mailing list back in 1991 describing his work and his call for ideas and feedback. A friend of Torvalds gave the name Linux to the project, which is a combination of Linus's first name and an X to show its Unix heritage. Since then, thousands of contributors have helped to improve his kernel, and with the combination of the Unix-type software available from the GNU project, Linux distributions began to appear. A distribution is a collection of software and a Linux kernel packaged together and released as a full operating system. So where is Linux today? Linux is everywhere, in smartphones, tablets, and on desktop computers. It is in home entertainment systems, vehicles, and appliances. Linux also powers a great majority of the internet, from websites to email servers, and even home network devices such as routers. That covers it for this video, so let's mark this one complete and continue on with the next.